Hello everyone and welcome to this video course where I'm going to teach you an amazing boogie woogie groove sequence ending all in one in just 20 or 30 minutes. Not sure how long this video is going to be, but this will be a video for you to keep coming back to and learn the individual sections, because we're going to dive into a lot of the crucial aspects that once you understand is going to make your boogie woogie journey a lot easier and a lot simpler to continue on, right? So this is for complete beginners like you, and it doesn't matter what age you might be. I have a 19-year-old student and my oldest student at the moment is 88 in New Zealand. So age is not something that's gonna hold you back. You just need the right approach, you need the right teacher, you need clarity, and I'm hoping I can give all of that to you in this course. Now, for this lesson, I want you to be at your piano and practice with me. So this is an interactive lesson that's really going to take you by the hand and teach you the fundamentals, only the important stuff. So the fluff is out, only the important stuff to understand boogie woogie, so the theory behind it, and to also play it. And at the end of it, like I said, you're going to have a boogie woogie that you can play for yourself, for other people, and then you can build on that, all right? So in this lesson, we're not just covering the bass line or just your first riff. We're gonna cover all of it in one nice summarized lesson, all right? So be at your piano here, and like I said, you know, you don't have to digest the whole lesson in one go. You can take 2 days or 3 days, or watch the whole lesson 2 or 3 times. This is what the best students do. So if you're a great student, if you're serious about learning boogie woogie, you would probably watch this whole lesson like 2 or 3 times, all right? From the beginning to end, and just practice with me and soak all of the info up as well. And after this lesson, you're gonna have a boogie groove, a boogie woogie that goes on for one 12-bar blues progression, or you can even play it for 2 or 3 12-bar blues progressions, like 1 or 2 minutes, that you can play for your family, for your friends, for people on a public piano in a train station, for example. You know, that was often when I started with boogie with 16 years old, one of my goals, to learn a nice boogie, a complete package to play for people in a train station quickly, you know, light up the station with some nice energy and then go on with my day with the energy of what I just played, right? And just put smiles on other people's faces, and you're gonna be able to do that by the end of this lesson. And like I said, if you've tried before, you know, and you've struggled with hand independence, or you think you're too old or it's too late to start, it's not true. And after this lesson, I'm gonna guide you through this step by step. You're gonna see that if you practice it a little bit, you can also learn this. So we're gonna get started with the left hand. The left hand is so important in boogie woogie. You can view the left hand kind of as a machine, like an engine that runs on its own, right? When you're totally independent, the better you get, then you're really gonna notice that the left hand really is like a machine, right? It's gonna run on its own while you do other stuff with your right hand. And a good mindset to how to view boogie woogie and also blues is you want to view your hands completely separate. So your left hand is doing something totally separate to your right hand, right? You want to really view it as 2 entities. So your left hand as one entity, your right hand as another entity, all right? Now, there's also something that's super important for boogie that's called the swing rhythm, all right? Swing rhythm is going to create that danceability, that energy, you know, that rhythm that's also used in jazz and tango and swing music styles, where you're swinging the notes, all right? I'm gonna just show you how that sounds. That's a boogie woogie bass line with a swing rhythm, and now I'm gonna show you a straight rhythm. You see the difference? Hear that difference? One is straight, one is swung. Now, how do we get this swing rhythm? It's very simple. If you know how to count, you can play a swing rhythm, okay? Because in boogie woogie, we're always going to count to 4, and in between the 4 and the 3 and the 2 and the 1, we're gonna have an and, okay? So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, okay? That's going to be 1 bar of the bass line, and before we get into the notes, I'm just going to show you that with verbally counting, so you understand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, right? So each 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the they all get a note on the left hand. Okay? That's just the counting aspect, the rhythm, and how to exactly swing with that rhythm. I'm going to show you once we got the notes down. Let's dive into the notes now. Okay, we're just going to look at the notes and the fingering for the left hand. So pay attention here. Now, before we get into that, I just wanted to give a quick thank you for watching this course and this lesson on YouTube here. I promise you, watch it until the end. It's going to be worth it. Practice with it. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Jonas Schwickert, and I am a concert pianist and I focus on Boogie Woogie. I found my love for Boogie Woogie at 16 years old, as well as blues and rock and roll. And I've been a piano teacher as well for 8 years. And I just wanted to quickly mention and let you know, because I can't take unlimited students, that I have a program where I work one-to-one with students, because this is my passion, to really help anyone, no matter your age. If you're 19 years old or 88 years old, you can learn Boogie Woogie. You just need the right help and you need the right path, right? So I have a program, it's one-to-one, it includes a bunch of courses, one-to-one lessons, feedback outside of the lessons, support outside of the lessons, a lot of resources, exercises, sheet music, everything that you need to really become a Boogie Woogie rock star, to be able to impress everyone and learn Boogie Woogie in a time-efficient manner without frustrating yourself with hand independence, without wasting years of your life to just reach an amateur level, without becoming demotivated in the process of learning it. Really, I've made this program, I've poured all of my passion and energy into it, and right now I'm teaching dozens of people Boogie Woogie piano already, which is why I just wanted to let you know to click the link in the description so you can read about it and how I help my students by covering the 3 main factors that everyone needs to learn Boogie Woogie. And these 3 main factors also apply to you, and they will apply to you as you continue to learn and watch courses like this one on YouTube. So if you're in the age of 50 to 80, I highly suggest you check out the link in the description, the first link, so you can read about it. And you can read about how I teach also older students Boogie Woogie by covering the 3 main factors that every Boogie Woogie player and beginner needs to make efficient and motivating and fun progress with Boogie Woogie without the frustration and the time sink that it could be or maybe has been for you in the past. And I can't take many students at once because it's a one-to-one program. So just check out the link and be quick to book a call with me so we can get to know each other, you know, no strings attached. And then we can see if we might be a good fit to work together, if that's something you want some help with to accelerate your process to become a really good Boogie Woogie player. Now, enjoy the lesson and let me know in the comments what you learned, what you need help with. I'm here for you, and then I'll see you soon. Take care. We're starting with the 5th finger on the C. Okay, so we got C twice. 1 and. Then we'll be playing the 3rd finger on the E. Then we're going back to the C with the 5th finger. Then we're playing the G with the thumb. Then we're going to play the 5th finger again. And then we're playing the A and then the G. Alright? And use my fingering here because as you develop, you know, you're a total beginner at the moment watching this and you want to start off with the right fingering. So 5th, 2 times, then E, 3rd finger, then back to C, then G with the 1st finger, then the 5th finger again, and then A with the 1st finger, and then G with the 2nd finger. Okay? I'm gonna play that now together. I want you to really play with me here on your piano. Let's go very slow. So just do the notes. Don't mind the rhythm yet, just the notes. So 1 and 2, 3rd finger, and the 5th finger again. And then you play that G with the thumb. the C, and then A, and then G. Okay? Again. 1, and 3, and 4, and let's do it again. Let's try to get a consistent tempo going here. Count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay. That's the bass line. Now I want you to rewind that part a little bit and keep practicing it until it feels in a very slow tempo, just how I did it, until it feels a little comfortable. Okay? It doesn't have to be perfect yet, but just a little bit. I want you to work your way through so you don't get frustrated, you know, learning too many new things at once. But now, you know, we covered the keys, the fingering of the basic boogie bass line. How awesome is that? That you know the basic boogie woogie bass line now that's used in so many advanced, awesome boogie woogies like Swanee River Boogie. Right? That's the same bass line that we just learned, okay? But now another crucial aspect is in Boogie Woogie, you know, we're playing something that's called the 12-bar blues progression. And all this means is you have 12 bars, and a bar just stands for the, you know, each bar has 4 beats. That's why we count to 4, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you know, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That was 2 bars, right? And now on the 5th bar here, so if we play that 5 times, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so that's 4 times. Now the 5th, we're gonna actually move with the fingers onto a different starting note. So instead of that C at the bottom, we're just gonna move our hand up onto the F. Alright, so just do that right now with your hand up, because when you're playing boogie and blues on bar 5, you want to be on F instead of C. And then you're just going to start the same bass line. So we're going to cover the notes, but it's the same distances between your between the keys, right? So you have F twice, just how you had C twice. Then you have A. Then you have F again. Then C with the first finger. Then F again. And then D with the first finger, and then C with the second finger, and then again. All right, let's do that four more times together, okay? And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yeah, that was 4 bars now on that F. So now you have the bass line on C. Okay. Which you would play for 4 bars. Then you would move on to F, but only for 2 bars. So if we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and then you will go back to the C. right? So bar 7 is C and bar 8 is also C. So you have 4 bars on C first, then 2 bars on F, and then 2 bars on C. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we move on to the last position of the 12 bar blues progression, which is the G. So 1 above the F, that's this key here. So you're just gonna lay your hand, your 5th finger on that G again. And we're gonna play the same pattern again on the G. 1 and 2, 3rd finger on the B, 3 and 4, and G, G, B, G, D, G, E, D. Then you would go back to the C for 2 more bars. So that's the 12 bar blues progression, right? Now you have 12 bars full, 4 on C, 2 on F, 2 on C again, and then you would play 2 on G, and then 2 on C again. And then you would start over at bar number 1. So that's the 12 bar blues progression, that's the bass line, that's the fingering, and you, yeah, if you played with me here, damn, you're already halfway there to learning boogie woogie, because the bass line is so important, right? Now what I want you to actually do is just rewind these last parts on C, F and G, and just you know, see how I'm playing, try to adapt what I'm doing with the rhythm as well, because in boogie woogie we don't all adhere to rules. We kind of just see what the other people are doing and we try to copy it and we try to replicate it, right? Also from the sound. So don't stress too much about the theory behind it, the rhythm and the swinging. It's just a feeling, right? It's a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and dum 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 dum. That's the feeling that you want, okay? So one note is always kind of played shorter than the other. So 1 da 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 da. Okay? So just really take those sections before you move on, because then we're gonna get into the right hand. Just take those sections and practice them a bit on your own time. Maybe take a whole day just for the left hand, because remember, the left hand is arguably the hardest part of boogie woogie. It's also the most important, so really try to get that down so you can also then you know, put the hands together easier. All right, but we're gonna next move on into a hand independence exercise that I want you to do once you you know, got that bass line to a okay level. Okay, now once you got that bass line in, we're just gonna do a little bit of a hand independence exercise, and then we're gonna move on to the right hand riff that I played. Okay, so the hand independence exercise here, you're gonna just take on the right hand, okay, you're just gonna take one key, and it's gonna be the C. Take the middle C, and what you're doing is you're going to play a simple boogie woogie rhythm with this C, okay, with the left hand. So what we're doing is we're gonna play whole notes first. That's gonna be on the 1. So if you're starting with the left hand bass line, you're gonna play on the 1, you're gonna play a little C, and that's all with the thumb, okay? Don't use the 2nd or 3rd finger, use the thumb on the C here. I'm gonna show you how that works. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and then on the 1 you play the C, okay? It's gonna train your mind and your hands to play at the same time at a specific spot on the 1 here. And you can just stay on the C for now, okay? So don't go to the F or G yet, just the C. Now, what we're gonna do now, when you've done that a few times, okay, we're gonna play the C, but not just on the 1, but rather on the 1, the and, the 2, the and, the 3, the and, the 4, the and. So all of the keys you're also playing in the left hand, you're going to hit together with a C on the right hand here. It's going to look like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So each beat gets a note on both hands. Okay? Now do that for a bit. Maybe you just want to do that and ingrain that and just go through the 12-bar blues progression. You know how I explained it earlier, so 4 bars on C, but slower, and then that's 12 bars, right, through the 12-bar blues progression. By the way, in the description you can get, and also in the description you can get a cheat sheet for the 12-bar blues progression, so you can see on paper how it's supposed to look and just the theory behind how many bars you play. Now, once you've done this with the right hand, yeah, once you've done this little hand independence exercise, you're already gonna feel a bit of a relief that you've been playing both hands, because you know, hand independence is probably the biggest challenge that most of my students face when learning boogie woogie piano. So that was already great. You did fantastic here if you've done this. And now we're ready to move into the right hand, and then we will combine it with the left hand. Okay, so the right hand, I've selected a very nice little riff for you here, and the riff is just a sequence of notes that you play on the right hand which sound good. Okay, that's a simple explanation of what a riff is. So this sequence that we're going to play goes like this. That's it. That's your first riff that you're going to learn on your boogie woogie journey, unless you can play a different one already, but that's the one we're going to start with here. And there's many beginner riffs. You can check out my other lessons too for more riffs, but it goes like this. Okay. Nice. So how do we do this? We start with the 3rd finger on the E flat, up here. So above the middle C, and that's middle C here, we're going to start on this key, E flat. We're just going to drop down with the 3rd finger, or you use the 4th finger. Okay, you can do either or. So let's go with the 3rd and then the 4th on the E. And then you're playing the C, then the G, and you're going to grab over. This is going to be a little tactically challenging. F, then on D, and then you have a nice technique. You're using the same finger for 2 notes. So E flat with the 2nd finger, and then E with the 2nd finger as well. And then you're going to C, and then what you're doing is you're going to play the E flat and the C together. And after that, you're going to drop down again with your 2nd finger onto the E and also play that with the C on the top together. Right, so you have that pinky finger on the C up here, you're just dropping down. And that's the riff. I'm going to do that again. So 3rd finger on E flat, 4th finger on E, go very slow with me here, play along. 2nd finger on C, 1st finger on G, 2nd finger on F. You know, you're going to grab over your hand, And then you're gonna take your thumb and go under your hand and just lay it on that D, then on that E flat, and then you're gonna drop down on the E, okay, then you're gonna go onto the G with the C, sorry, so the G and the C together, then you're gonna go onto the C, then onto the E flat with the second finger, but you can leave the A out. Like I said, you can use the C at the top here, so the E flat with the C, and then the E with the C. Same finger, right? So that one more time. So third finger on E flat, fourth finger on E, second finger on C, G, grab over, then G and C, then C solo, then E flat and C, and then E and C, okay? At the end here. Now, just rewind those 3 walkthroughs here again, take that and view it as a, you know, your challenge for now to just get this riff in. Depends on you how long that might take. You might have it in 5 minutes, you might need a whole day for it. That's totally fine, and it's highly individual how we learn, but either way, it needs to be at a solid level before we move on, right? So maybe just rewind that part and keep watching it play with me, practice with me. Okay, and by the way, I didn't mention this, but the rhythm here also, you know, it's only 8th notes, so you're playing the 1, the and, the 2, the and, the 3, the and the 4, the and, right? So you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then you have a break. So at the end, and 3 and 4, and then you would repeat it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So this riff goes on for 2 bars, right? You have 2 times you're counting until 4, and then you're repeating the riff. So it's a riff that goes on for 2 bars. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, once you've done this and practiced it a little bit with the video or on your own as well, we're going to combine these 2 hands now, so the bass line with the riff, and we're going to start super slow. The good thing is, yes, the hand independence is going to be a little bit challenging for you, but the good thing is you are playing your hands syncopated, so there's no notes in between each hands, right? So it's not like you're playing the bass line and on the right hand you have something like triplets or something, where you're playing like notes in between the left and right. So you're all playing it syncopated. So if you're starting on 1, right, with the E flat, 1, and then the next key was that E, and so the left hand goes onto the second C, then you move on to the E in the left hand, on the C in the right hand, back to the C on the left hand, switch up, F, D, and then A. That's the end of that first bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Now you would go onto the F chord, because you're at bar 5 now. Gonna play the same thing. And 4. Nice. And now you would go back to the C, bar number 7. Nice. Great job. Now take that part, you know, bar 1 until bar number 8 before we would go into the G chord, because at the G chord we're going to change the riff up. We're going to get into the all the time riff, like to end your boogie. So just take that part, rewind it. You can even slow down the video. On the bottom right there's a little gear icon. You can click that and then choose a video speed that suits you best for the part where you were playing together. And of course then you can pause the video, practice in your own time once you got the notes ingrained, and just get that in your mind muscle connection. It's going to take a few days to get all of this nicely together, but it's going to be worth it for sure. So come back to the video, or you know, keep going and then rewatch the video a bunch of times. I think that would be probably the best thing for you to do if you want to be the best student that you could be to learn boogie woogie. All right. So now we played it until bar number 8, and on bar number 9 and 10 we would play this G. All right, and that's where we're going to switch up the riff. But so far you've learned the bass line, the swing rhythm, the fingerings, and you've learned your first riff. Just pat yourself on the back for that, because that's amazing. And now we're gonna move into the next part of the riff on G. So, how it sounds. That's your boogie. So let's just isolate that part, right? Just the G part. So when you're coming, that's where you would have the break and the bar with the bass line, and then you would move on to G. And what we have here is what's called an upbeat. So the part that you want to play on G, you're starting on the end of the last bar. So when you're finishing that C, that's the end. 4 and 1, and then you would start on the G, right? And on that G, you're gonna play with an upbeat the new part that we're gonna get into, and that's just gonna be an E flat and G flat. And then after that, on the 1, which is the G on the left hand, and right hand you're going to do the D and F. So let's practice just that change. You're doing the bass line. And then you're on the G bass line, okay? Let's practice just the change with the riff. Here it comes. Break, remember. Okay. And then we would do the next part. Let's do it again. So let's just do the right hand first for this new part. So you're gonna play the riff. That's the new part on G. So this will land on the G. And this little part here is going to be on the bar before. We call this an upbeat because it's on the previous bar. So on the C, when you're at the A, so that's the 4, right? So from the previous bar on the 4, you're starting this E flat and G flat with the second and fourth finger, and then you're moving down to the D and F also with the second and fourth finger. Okay? Okay? So that in the combination, just the right hand. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that's the one, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Nice. Let's do that together, just the switch. So on the A of the left hand, you're playing that E flat with G flat. And then on the 1, playing the D and F. Okay, nice. Let's move on to the next part. Because then what we're going to do, we're going to play a chord. A chord is just an assortment of notes played together. Okay? And the chord will be a G chord. And it looks like this. You're going to grab it with the first finger, so the thumb on the G, the second finger on the B, the third finger on the D, and then the fifth finger on the G at the top. So you have 2 G's in this chord. Okay? Like this. And you're playing this on the and after the 3 rhythmically, right? So you're coming from this riff, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay? So let's just practice that one time with solo and then with both hands. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. This is a little challenging because it's on an and note. If you play something on an and note, it's part of that swing feeling, so it's like in between the beat almost, right? But that's what you're gonna practice just right now. So take it easy, take it slow, rewind that part and just practice that, and also count verbally. And also when you're going on that D and F, I want you to stop even before the 3 and just place your hand in the correct position. Keep counting, right? So 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You see how early I was here? That's what you want to do as well, so you don't have to rush things and then maybe play a wrong note, right? So let's do that together, just from this part. 1 and 3 and 4. That's it. One more time. 3 and 4. Nice. By the way, if at any part your left hand and your hand independence isn't up to speed yet where you would like it to be, you have 2 options. You either go and do my hand independence course module, where we do this left hand with a bunch of hand independence exercises. So that one's really going to take it to the next level. You should do it anyway. Or you just take another day or another hour or half an hour or however long to just practice the left hand here. okay, just the left hand, because it's gonna take a bit, because it's new for your hand to just ingrain that bass line. But once you have it, it's never leaving, it's never gonna go away, so it's really gonna be worth it. But also the hand independence module, I'm gonna link it right here at the screen in the corner, and also I'm gonna have it in the description. So definitely go do that either right now or after this course module, so that you can upgrade your left hand and have an easier time learning this stuff together, because that's gonna be the most challenging thing. But yeah, take it slow and just watch it a couple of times, and then you're gonna be good. All right. Now the last part before we get to the ending is going to be the second bar on G, which is the 10th bar, right? So that's the 9th bar, and then we have one more bar on G, the 10th bar, and that's where we're gonna play something cool. We're gonna play the G flat and E flat with the 1st and 5th finger. That's on the 1, so 1 and 2, and then we're gonna go down 1 position and go onto the F and D, also with the 1st and 5th finger. And that happens on the 3. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we have the ending at the 1 of the next bar. So the endings in Boogie Woogie are always played on the last 2 bars of the 12-bar blues progression, right? So bar number 11 and 12, we would play the endings. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Let's just do the sequence we have up until this point. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Just practice the change after the G chord. So let's count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, just do that a couple of times so you get that ingrained, and remember, keep the rhythm steady, don't go too fast. And now we're gonna play it together. We start on the C before we move on to the G. So bar number 7 and 8, we're gonna start on 7. 7 and 8 are on C, and then we would move on to that G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. That's bar number 8. 9 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Bar number 10. Then we will go into the ending. So one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. Nice, amazing job. That you've come so far already in this amazingly long course module. But you're doing great, and you're gonna get this to a really good level if you keep it up. Okay, we're gonna dive into the ending now. All right, the ending in Boogie Woogie has a very classical sound. It sounds like this. Then you're gonna end with a big chord at the end, and that's gonna be super fun. So that's your reward if you push through a little bit more. All right. So the ending, we're gonna do both hands together, but first separately. It's on the bar number 11 and 12, so it goes on for 2 bars total, and it starts on the 1. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You have a little walk up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then you have a break and until you're at the 1 of the next bar. So you play C with your 5th finger, very short, 1 and 2, and then the and, it's going to be the E with the 3rd finger. So 1 and 2 and then on the 3 you're going to play the F and 4, then on 4 the G flat, and then you're going to play on the thumb the G, that's the 1, and then you're going to walk up. Alright? And the last key should be short. So again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And when you're doing this fingering, you're gonna do the 5th, 3rd, 1st, then 3rd again, and then 1st again, but then you're gonna grab with your 3rd finger onto the A, so that you have enough fingers to walk up to the C up here. Right? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay? Just practice that a bit, rewind this part, practice with me here, get it right, you know, get the feel for it. 1 and this pause here on the E is very important, so count, right? So you only play the F on the 3, so you got a pretty long pause. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Nice. Now on the right hand you're actually doing the exact same thing. So when you're coming from here, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and exact same notes, right? Let's go into that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, do that again. Let's come from here. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1. The fingering, you're going to use the 1st, then the 2nd, then the 3rd, and then the 4th on the F sharp or G flat, and then you're gonna, after you do use the 4th, you're gonna grab under with your thumb to play the rest, right? Because then you have all the necessary fingers here. You can also use this fingering instead, so you could do 1 and 2 and 3, and then use the 3rd finger again, and then grab under instead of the 4th finger on the G flat. Right, so you could do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So practice that as well a bit. Okay, and now we're going to combine it. So let's start on the 1. It's going to be hard, by the way, because you're going to have a lot of hand switching or finger switching to do. Just go very slow and practice it. Alright, so we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now you're gonna grab under with your right hand. Left hand you do the thumb as well. And then left you have to grab over with your 3rd finger. And the right hand is also ready. So you got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then under with your right hand. And now over with your left hand. Nice. One more time. And 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Nice. That's the ending. Okay. Now let's combine it one time and then we can do that little to really ended out. All right, so let's just go from the bar number 7 and 8, and then we go into G, and then we do the ending. Nice. So at the ending, when you've done this, you're gonna do a break, a dynamic break. Doesn't matter how long you make it, it's up to you. But definitely make a break. Right? And then you do a C chord at the end. And we're just gonna do the C chord like this. Or actually, let's do it like this. So this is a C6 chord. Okay? Don't mind how a chord is built right now, just play it. So just play the E, the G, the A, and the C. Like this, with the first, second, third, and fifth finger. And remember this shape. And on the left hand, we're gonna grab a C octave. It looks like this. It's just gonna be both C's, you know, C2, so one C under middle C, and then C1, two C's under middle C. We're gonna play it together after the break. So your hand is already gonna be in this position, and the left hand you're gonna put in this octave, and then you're gonna just play that. You could even like wiggle around your fingers here, and then at the end a short one, right, to like really finish it off. So you could go like this. Just like that, you can do it. All right? Nice. Now, let's play the whole thing from beginning to end one time. And then that's also the part you can rewind and just practice with. All right? I'm gonna play the whole thing. And remember, if your hand independence isn't good enough yet to play the whole thing, do the course module. I link it in the description and in the annotation here. And just take another day to just do the left hand or with the hand independence exercises, and it's gonna get there, trust me. Then you're gonna have an awesome boogie to play, and you're gonna know a lot about Boogie Woogie that's gonna help you learn faster. So let's start from bar number 1. You ready? Let's go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and careful, onto F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and back to C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and you have this switch, and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and now you have the ending. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and yeah, exactly like that. Play the ending exactly like that. I'm just kidding, but that was the whole boogie, and that's what you gotta practice most, right? So if there's one aspect that's giving you trouble, isolate it, you know, take it out of context and just practice it together with both hands. You know, check the timestamps of this video to repeat that part, watch this video multiple times, right? Because I really, that's why this video is long. I really try to take you by the hand here and just go through everything needed to get started on your Boogie Woogie journey, because that's an amazing, amazing thing. So we covered a lot. We covered the left hand bass line in all 3 registers. So The 12-bar blues progression we also covered. You know, it's 12 bars, 4 on C, 2 on F, 2 on C again, 2 on G, and then 2 on C again. That's 12, all right? We also covered the swing rhythm a bit, you know, you got ingrained with that. We covered some hand independence exercises, right? Where you have another course of me in the description to do as well. And then we covered, you learned your first riff, and the riff is just a sequence of notes that you play in a specific order that sounds good, in specific positions on the keyboard, right? And then you had a little bit of an ending, this part here, right? So you change up the riff for when you're on the G, and then you had even a G chord to learn, so you learned a chord as well that's really nicely placed when you're on the G on Boogie Woogie. And then you learned a little build up into the ending, and this is what I call the all the time riff. It's a very specific riff. There's a lot of variations for this. This is an easy version of it. You know, this descending G flat and E flat into F and D. That you learned that, and you even learned an ending. So you have everything. It's amazing. Really pat yourself on the back again. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and remember, this lesson isn't meant, this is like a super big masterclass, right, with a bunch of stuff in it. So it's not meant to just watch once, depending on your skill level, of course. But if you're a total beginner, maybe you're also on the older side a little bit, I understand it can be harder, especially with the hand independence, but don't let that stop you. I have so many students who are on the older side. Most of my students are, and we do amazing work together. So you just need to put in the work, you know, and stay consistent, stay motivated, stay inspired. And if you want any help with that, check the link in the description for my program, Boogie Woogie Mastery, where I could help you one-on-one learn amazing Boogie Woogie with a lot of fun, a lot of motivation, without the frustration of hand independence and the time sink that it could be by learning the wrong way, right? So check that link out for sure right now. Just click it in the description, and also watch my other course module on hand independence, and rewatch this course module. I highly recommend it. This is gonna be like my biggest course for free that I put out on YouTube at the moment. So really take this and try to soak up everything you can from it, and then you're gonna be on your way to become an amazing Boogie Woogie player. I'm so proud of you, and so happy you tuned in and gave me your time. You're a great student for really trying to learn something and investing your time into knowledge and into your hobby, your passion. So that's amazing. And yeah, subscribe to my channel for piano videos and also piano tutorials all about boogie and blues. And then you're gonna grow a lot as a musician. Take care. I'll see you soon. And click the link below in the description to find out about my Boogie Woogie Mastery program. It might be exactly what you need to move forward with your passion. Take care.